coming at you live from the infamous Lavery's, right below Lavery's Comedy Club. We're on the 6th of July. That's a Sunday. We're going to have a pop-up event just upstairs over here where we have a ton of Bomb Squad merch because I know yous want it. I know yous need it. So we're finally doing a pop-up. Me and Aaron are going to be here with Niall, of course, who being a mankini. We'll be selling this stuff live in the flesh between 3 and 6 p.m. And then after that, there may or may not be a special event happening, which will, you know, you can find out about that on the Patreon, of course, later today. It's a gig, but you know what I mean? If you go on there, you'll find out about it and there'll be a secret ticket link. See you there, guys.
This is some dreamy instrumentals there.
We were.
Sent me to sleep.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the workings of J Dilla.
Just funny, a tab open there that would... Listen to the title of this video. Tokyo's hidden old school AMG heaven. My cock would be in my hand.
Oh, it would?
Would it not be?
Oh, I heard you having card chats down there. I hadn't
Too many words put together there that are class.
Nothing makes me feel more alien than two lads chatting about cars. I haven't a notion about any of it.
I'm not a big car guy, but there's
you can hold your own.
There's a certain lane where, do you know what I mean, where I'm like, I'm all about this.
You were looking at like wheels in a car or something, and Stevie was like, "Is them 17s? Is they?" And you're like, "I think they're 16s, to be honest." And I was like, "Oh fuck,
yeah."
And I was about to come on and be like, "Them's 14s, you fucking spaz."
It's not a BMX. Yeah, but I own that car I was talking about. You know a wee bit about the car.
Yeah.
But I mean, that title, like if that was
Underground,
if that was a fucking Pornhub type entry, you know, search entry,
yeah,
for fucking 38-year-old men, Tokyo's hidden old school AMG heaven.
Grenade looking,
squirting all over the place.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. But that was a nice car downstairs. We were looking at, wasn't it?
It was very executive looking,
very
Sopranos spec,
very total
spec.
Sopranos or sort of Arab guy.
Yes,
on the way for
there's a fine line
for a shawarma, or me.
Yes,
you know, just pulling up
a mixture of both.
A big what?
Sopranos and shawarma.
Exactly. We nailed it. Full circle. See you later. Breakfast. So there you have it. What do you think of these shades? Niall absolutely shit his pants the other day.
Love them.
He loves it.
Yeah, they're very sexy.
I've never
10
shit,
out of 10.
you know, I've presented many things to Niall. Got nothing. Not as much as a...
Yeah, but the shades of the daggers on them.
But the shades of the daggers on them, he's like, fuck, let me get a photo of them.
Yeah, they are very like, I look at them and I'm like, yeah, it's something like Little John would wear or something, but I like it.
That's what I'm after.
Yeah. A-Town stomp someone.
Yeah, go hard or go home. You know what I mean? Can't just go
you've that there. Gobble of the crunk juice. Yeah. Crunk's back.
Crunk is back. What qualified as crunk?
Just a load of screaming and like, heavy beats like.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know?
Wow. Yeah.
And a bit of the crunk juice. Henny and Red Bull.
Really?
Yep.
Dave Elliott's fucking, last order special.
Oh, Dave and the Yin Yang twins were keeping them in business.
Yeah, when the lights are flickering in the bar, Dave's like, I'm gonna fuck everyone's night up.
Yeah.
You know?
Crunk juice is heavy stuff like.
Oh, bro.
I can't really drink brandy at all.
No, nor should you.
Not my father's son at all.
Big brandy man?
Oh, well.
Brandy man. You see, it is a bit classier than like say like vodka.
Yes.
You know?
Well, vodka's like, I always am fascinated by people who are like really into vodka.
Yeah.
Because there is no taste of it. Like, it just tastes like, I mean, people are obviously drinking it where it's like just raw.
Yeah.
But like, anytime I drink it, I just remember like uni. Where you just mix it with Fanta lemon.
It's one of them things, you're never having a good one.
Yeah.
I'll take this off. It's rude to have those on. What a sad time when you take off cool glasses. They're not cool.
What's the filter like on life with them on?
Green glass in it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at the club. It's very... I don't want to take these off.
Yeah. The green's nice, isn't
it is.
What's the shop it's from?
The Great Frog.
The Great Frog. You noticed that? You were like, oh, that's like a Great Frog collab. And I went, sure it is. Sure it is, mom.
Well, the real fog's when you take them off and you're just back to depression.
Yeah. Frog.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
The Great Fog.
That's what I legit thought it was.
That's the name
The Great Fog.
I have a great fog on today, man.
Yeah.
Heavy jiu-jitsu this morning. Hate to go on about it, guys. Hate to go on about
Let
it.
the fog out.
But my life's changing. And I was thinking about faking my own death, quitting everything, quitting comedy, just to focus really in on the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because, you know what it is? It's probably like anything else, like playing the guitar or any other discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel good when you're not good at it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I want to disappear for a year, put some real hours in, come back and be like, right, I'm not at the top of the hill,
Yeah.
but I'm not at the bottom anymore.
Yeah.
Let me be in the fucking middle of the hill for 1 second.
Man, you have a year at a wood cabin, just nothing but jits and riffs. Do you the world of good, I think.
Jits and what?
Jits and riffs,
Jits and riffs, yeah.
you know? Break out one of them guitars you've got, you know? You can play. You can play, no bother.
I'm at the bottom of the hill in guitar as well. I'm a white belt in guitar.
Nothing wrong with being a white belt.
I would tell that to my neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been absolutely fucking got my shit kicked in. I took our man in Vietnam, Sean Campbell.
Yes.
He's home. And he's like, would you want to do some jiu-jitsu? Here you've been doing back on the mats, man. And I went, yes, sir, surely. I'll take you up to where I'm going, up to Yoda and Tim.
Mm-hmm.
2 words that sound mental. Yoda martial arts in the area of Tim.
I thought that was nicknames you had for both of them.
Yoda Tim?
Yeah. Up to Yoda and Tom here for a roll back.
No, but so go up there. He's a purple belt in Henzo Gracie's
Yes.
in Cape Town.
Yes.
Very handy.
Uh-huh.
Very handy operator. And, once again, same old story. I was like, I text, Ryan Roddy, shout out the Rodster, the hot rod. And
Is he Yoda or Tom?
what?
Is he Yoda or Tom?
He owns Yoda, which is in Town.
He's Yoda, okay.
And he's like, oh, you going to the other class? The sort of the normal class with the guys in it? Or do you want me to set up a session? And I went, what does that look like? I'm trying not to put him out. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I'm like, don't fuss around us. Like,
Yes.
So I'm like, what does that look like? And he goes, me strangling the two of you repeatedly.
Damn.
And I went, fantastic.
Alpha.
Absolute alpha.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do? Like,
Yeah, you can't touch him.
yeah, what did you say to me? Nothing.
Yeah.
And then we went down and I said, oh, I thought you were saying to a couple of other boys, to come down too. And he goes, nah, I forgot. But the look in his eyes, he's like, no, I forgot to say that. Thought it would be more fun if it was just us. And we did a bit of wrestling, actual kind of wrestling techniques. And then, backflip off the top ropes, tombstone.
For a table, yes.
Yeah, through a table. Threw a load of drawing pins in the floor, suplexed them. And then we got to the rounds, man, and he just put the clock on and fucking bent the two of us over. Like,
Yeah.
and Sean's a purple belt
Yes.
in a good gym.
Yes.
And he competes all the time. And he goes, man, actually, this is brilliant because they both text me. They both text me separately after the fact. Right, Sean Campbell. Oh no, right, so Ryan, he was a decent role, thumbs up. Sean Campbell messaged me at the same time. In all honesty, I thought I'd be able to make that competitive at least. Man's a killer.
Yeah.
The two of us sitting there like fucking absolute beetroot red, not a breath.
Decent roll.
Just like, and he's like, right, good luck, boys. I'm way over here to lift weights. And you're like, why don't you just shit in my mouth?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, that wasn't even, that was just, that'll do me to loosen myself up to go do deadlifts.
Yeah, you were 2 looseners.
Two looseners for him to go do deadlifts. Like,
Yeah.
shocking.
But again, the man spent years, perfecting this craft, So of course.
Yeah, but I mean, Jesus Christ, like, can do 0 things to this man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely embarrassing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm faking my death, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to Rio de Janeiro
Yes.
for about 3 years and forget,
Yeah. Just lose yourself in it.
You aware of that meme? The UFC Dagestani meme?
No, it has not made it onto my algo.
So,
Oh, wait, about the kids?
yeah,
Yeah,
Daniel
yeah.
Cormier is like, I want my kids to be a good wrestler. And Islam goes, send your kid to 3 year Dagestan and forget. And he's
Yes.
like, 3 years? And he goes, 6 months, maybe,
Yeah.
So that's a joke now. But, this morning, I wrote back into the two of them and I was like, go to Tomb, 2-3 years and forget. I don't know what they're doing up there. No.
It might do nothing to you, like.
What?
You know, like people think about going to these places and stuff and like losing themselves and finding themselves again and coming back with a whole new personality. It rarely happens. Like,
Yeah, you see me in 3 years, fatter somehow, and then just be like, yeah, I'm still not good. It turns out it wasn't anything to do with the training or the frequency of the training. I am just shit.
yeah. So there's Bobby. He had 3 weeks in Japan. And he called me yesterday and we were chatting for a bit and I was like, well, did you go out there and like really kind of center yourself and like, you know, learning our piece? He's like, oh, buddy, I wanted to, but I'm still just a mouthy prick, you know, irony poisoned. Doesn't take anything seriously. You can be in the midst of it, you know, but to really sort of like have it do any difference, you need to, I don't know what you need.
God, what a mountain to climb.
Lock of mushrooms in the desert, maybe. Piece some things together.
Jiu-jitsu wise?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That is a big thing. Boys stoned as fuck do mushrooms and stuff. Big link between the surf and the jiu-jitsu community.
Yes.
Now imagine if I got into surfing.
One of the best documentaries I've ever watched in my life. It's about these boys lived in a house and they all just wanted to become pro surfers, and the house was like right beside this like famous wave. Top 5 waves.
Top 5 waves of all time.
And it ain't 5, let me tell you. Big wave. And they just lived in this house and they dedicated themselves.
It was top 2 and it's not 2.
They just dedicated themselves to becoming the best surfers they could be. And like, you know, I love shit like that. I have no interest in surfing whatsoever. Couldn't even be able to tell you a good surfer from a shite one.
Yeah.
But I was watching this and I was fully, you know, invested in these lads.
So it is nice to watch, you know what I mean? Skateboarding's nice to watch, you know, so it makes a... I think it's on that Extreme Channel type thing.
Oh yeah, the Extreme Channel. What a channel on Sky. There used to be some great channels on Sky of just complete like scat, like, but they were just on loop all day.
Yeah, like Kerrang. Like I was scanning the old digital radio in Maureen's car the other day, and I just went over to Kerrang, and it was like, everything is there, just immediately. I was like, they haven't moved on.
What an absolute tune that is.
They haven't moved on at all.
Yeah.
Same thing. No one works there anymore. It's just one machine.
Yeah.
Just one tape.
Oh yeah. We got some 41 in there real quick. Blink 182.
Yeah. Oh.
Keep it going.
Linkin Park.
Limp Bizkit.
System of a Down.
Corn.
Yeah, Corn. Yeah. Are you a big Corn man?
Yeah, not as much as Freya.
Oh yeah, that's Freya's a big Corn man.
Yeah.
We're going to see Deftones in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
That'll be sweet, man.
Nice.
That'll be good fun.
That'll be sweet.
I love the
Weezer opening.
Oh yeah. You want to go to one of them nostalgic gigs, you know, like they'll definitely be a stage. It probably is happening right now where it's like Korn on tour with like Limp Bizkit or something like that.
That's what's holding up the music industry.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you didn't have a bad knee? And you used to put on fucking eyeliner?
Yeah.
Get back at it.
Oh yeah, there'll be emo nights when, you know, the emos are well in their 40s. It'll be great.
Stinking as well.
Oh yeah.
Stinking room. Smelly emos. It's funny because the metalers get the smelly vibes, but I think emos might be smellier.
Yeah, you'd have to ask ChatGPT that one.
Oh, I've asked her too many.
Who's a smellier group of emos or the Goths?
You know, I'd say it's the breath for me. You know, I think the emos maybe kill it with the breath.
Do you remember when the hottest thing back in the day was Niall Fegan girl? Remember that?
Yeah.
Like the puffy Dragon Ball Z hair, the kind of eyeliner, and the raw face.
Oh, what's that?
Capital X, capital D, you know, like that. Got there. Got every fucking lad of hard in 2006, just that.
Oh, not me, bro.
Man.
That's not me. Just too many piercings in your mouth and fucking cans of Monster, you dirty bitch.
Don't like piercings at all. Like, listen, everyone do what they like and, you know, live your life, but teddy piercings, no way.
Yeah, I was watching a thing. What was it about? John Kavanagh the other day. There was like watching a martial arts video, and that guy held on to the lip ring a long time.
Yeah.
I would say if you have something in for too long, you're like, who am I gonna be when I take this out?
Yeah. You just lose all your identity.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I've had this eyebrow pierced since 1999, and I take it out, and I'm like, what? Who am I?
Yeah. It's a sad day when Sylvia takes the teddy piercing off.
Who?
Sylvia.
Who's that?
Just a character I made up.
Oh, just for the bit. Are you fucking the table or yes?
I know. I'm trying to weigh myself in. Teddy piercing is selfish. Like I couldn't. My life partner couldn't have that because it would react to my feelings. You know, but like munching the foil in a Kit Kat.
when you're chomping down hard on the teddy. They fuck you. You see, like, you know, people with like a tongue piercing, they will fuck your teeth up. Like, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, I went to see Final Destination last night, and one of the scenes for one of the
That's
characters.
quite retro.
Oh my god, great film. Final Destination up there with Scream in terms of like, you know, it's just a bit of fun. Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's good crack. There was a scene yesterday where it was like one of the guys where death was coming from him. He was like a tattoo and piercing guy. And then they went to the hospital or whatever, and they turned on one of those like scan machines, and the fucking thing went up and up and up and up, and it started taking in all metal objects and just sucking it into it. And you know, this was vile, Niall. He had 2 tits pierced, and the piercings were just coming off the tits, and you seen the nipples kind of surging out, and then the ear piercings went, and then now the producers knew what they were doing here. They were like, "We'll have a bit of crack here." His Prince Albert also got sucked out. So the cock just stretched out and just fucking into this machine.
Did you see the cock? The cock, or was it through
No, it was for the jeans.
TTP?
Yeah.
Through the pants?
You just seen the fucking...
The jeans stretched as well?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But the Final Destination is so much fun because, you know, it'll be like they're all trying to be careful so that death doesn't come for them. And then they're at an environment where, you know, the girl's scanning around of all the potential ways someone could die. Like they had like a family barbecue. And it's always like, you know, the uncle's there, God love him, he's having a few shandies, getting emotional, seeing all his family together. And then a penny drops from like the worktop and then like hits something and then hits something else, bang, bang. And eventually turns the lawnmower on. He falls over, lawnmower just completely shreds him up. It's class.
It must be the best type of film to write for.
Oh, it'd be
you
great.
just sit about, smoke joints, and be like, "What is the fucking dumbest?"
Can I tell you something? Ideal job for me. Just put me in a room, couple of gummies. I'll give you 20 deaths by the morning. No
Yeah.
problem. Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I was talking with Sean earlier. He is recovering from fully like Chandler himself. Just knocked a knife off the worktop straight into his foot.
Oh,
Stitches
Jesus
him.
Christ.
It's easy done.
It's Final Destination type stuff there.
It's easy done. You know.
Honestly, if we're talking like big picture manifestation dreaming, a real life goal of mine would to be one of the cameo deaths in a Final Destination or in a Scream. Would love to be in Scream.
Yeah.
Love that franchise.
Just getting knifed.
Yeah.
Knifed up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of just funny Final Destination deaths now.
Well, the famous one that kind of everyone has in their head from their childhood is there's the one where the truck's driving in front of them.
Yeah.
And it has all the poles stacked up, and then the fucking thing breaks and just goes right through them.
That did actually happen to me when I was a kid. PTSD.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Probably a
Oh,
fart.
jeez. Every one of them boiled eggs coming at me. All 5 of them.
Oh, boom, 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 boom.
Fucking final respiration.
That'll be your final Where's the skin? Yeah, our Final Destination would be like, you know, you dropped the Nordic on the floor of Lavery's and it had a fucking bit of rat poison and you went, 15-second rule, and you put it in and just your fucking heart seized about 2 seconds later. Yeah, I was in a car with my ma, pre-death, and the fucking, like a steel beam fell off the back, like slid off on a roundabout.
Jesus.
Just smack. And I remember being remarkably calm, and she actually shouted at me for it.
Shouted at you?
Yeah, because she fucking was like, "Raw!" Let go of the wheel, and the car's, you know, and she was like, "Are you not scared?" And I'm like, "No," because it didn't hit us. You know, what do you want me to do? But that's been a theme of my life: remarkably calm in high stress scenarios, lose my shit at virtually nothing.
Yes.
That's the.
I've had the same thing happen to me, you know, of like, you know, when people are up to high dough and they're almost annoyed that you aren't at the same level of dough.
Yeah.
They get annoyed at you.
Yeah. I print my own dough.
Yeah, I've had that before. Like, say, I hate going to the airport with other people unless they are also kind of like of the archetype of someone who's quite calm. Because the stress that people give themselves in an airport is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, if you miss it, you miss it. If it's delayed, it's delayed. If it's cancelled, it's cancelled. Move on. You can't do anything about it.
But it takes, you know, it's like any anxiety. You're living in the future.
Yeah.
And depression is when you
living
live in the past.
Yes.
You know, me and Maureen, had a near miss in Vietnam because the document that we needed was in the suitcase and already checked in.
Oh God.
And this guy was like, "Your net passport," you know, and I was like, "Brother, it's in the bag."
Yeah.
And you know, it was like panic. And then there is just a realization where you go, what's the worst that can happen here?
Exactly.
We stay in a hotel for one night until we get like another flight.
Yeah. God forbid another day of the holiday.
Yeah. Another day eating fucking pho up in his house. And once you realize that, you're like, oh well. And then they eventually got it back off the thing. And at that point, I was nearly raging.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh well, fuck, they got it. So we do have. Now that we've sweated through our clothes, we'll have to get back.
Well, yeah, because you go through the ideas in your head of what you can do now that this is the reality you're facing. Mm-hmm. And then they go, actually, no, it's grand.
And the reality seemed better than getting on the plane for 9 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, just sneak back there. We're only one night. Get a really fancy place.
Yes.
You know, hot tub, fucking room service and all.
Yeah, get the crunk juice out.
And then they were like, no, we have it. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just slide inside this other fat
Back to Dungannon for me.
Aw. Guy handed it to me, I just ate it. What form?
I know people. My brother's like giving off to me flat out because he's like the amount of people that are having their green cards and stuff cut up in front of them and all this here, and he's like, I just stress every time that you go to that airport that something's gonna happen. And then meanwhile I'm down there, absolute dream. There's one bald headed fella shout them at TSA, don't know his name, but I've had him now twice in a row.
Did you pick him out?
And he's made, you know, he's knows me by name. Who am I, Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Go to TSA in Dublin, ask about me.
Yeah. Part ways, my guys.
Yeah.
They just march you right to the front. There's some farts getting dropped in that pre-check.
Oh, what?
Some
Some of them are like, you could have pre-checked your asshole before you came out here in public.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. It must just be early in the morning or something. People are up a bit too early.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Stressed out.
Stress farts. So off the other line.
I'm living in the future.
I always love that meme of like a guy who's like, you know, I just be farting in the nightclub flat out and no one notices. Yeah. I totally relate to that. Yeah. I do that all the time.
It's like that Louis C.K. bit where he's like ordering drinks on a plane and he's like, my asshole's been open this whole time. People, I mean, the nightclub fart, it's like, it's never just a regular fart. It's always sulphuric egger, like.
Yeah.
Every time.
Sulphuric egger. Great name for a band. And while we're on the topic, that Bleed from Within concert, great place to drop one. Yeah. Just if you get it right over the scream of the mic, no one's going to notice. Harmless crime. Victimless crime.
We're sulphuric egger.
That'd be a great name where it's like a name in front of it. Like Tommy Jones and the Sulphuric Eggers. The Sulphuric Eggers. I seen them in the fucking afternoon tent in Glastonbury. Great band. Big things coming.
Oh, there'll be some sulphuric eggers dropped at Glastonbury. I told you I had like a wee shit camera. The one time we went to Glastonbury like years ago, and I was just filming about. Oh, it was a GoPro actually. I was just filming about the place, and then I had the thing on whatever slow mo version they have, and just one of the shots I was like filming one way, and then I like spun the camera around. It's in slow motion, and just as I came around like this, there was like a tall, blacked out like a Rasta eating a boiled egg, but he had like a finger missing. And I was just like, mental the fucking.
The Stumpy Rasta.
The cat capture that.
Sir Roald Dahl book.
The Stumpy Rasta.
The Stumpy Rasta and the boiled egg. Hopefully I'll get to see a few Stumpy Rastas. I might be going to Bonnery. Now what do you think of this, right? Would you go to a music festival if like your friends had all kind of dipped out and the only person you were going to be able to go with was someone you knew well enough, but then their whole group of friends and you don't know any of them? Would you go?
If it was you, yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
If it was me, no way.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said. I was like, no, but if anyone was going to do it, it would be you.
I think I'm going to fuck around and do it.
Fuck around and do it. Just be aware, you know, I know you'll be fine, like, but you don't want to be like, you know, really dumping yourselves in these people, you know, just be like, guys, thanks.
Well, if I get lucky enough.
Do you know what I mean? Don't be like, are you awake?
Yeah.
Let's get up and go do something. You know, just
Well, you know, it's kind of
ultimate chill guy.
It's going off past experiences.
That's what you want to be.
It's like the time that I went to Peter and Ava's wedding and I knew nobody there. And I kind of got a wee bit anxious about it, whatever. It then turned into the bridal party along with their husbands and boyfriends invite me to the Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. And I was like, I didn't know any of these but 3 days ago. You know? So maybe the same thing happens again.
Yeah, I think
Or they're the worst people I've ever met in my life. Who knows?
I think that's to be expected though at a wedding. You know, it usually is like a bunch of people thrown together. Mm-hmm. But you passed the test and they were like, man, come with us to the tree.
Yeah. I'll never forget my ma ringing me up going, did you see the tree? And I was like, well, it's a type of tree.
Yeah.
It's all over this desert.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I thought it was like 1 trees you're going to look at, make a wish or something.
Yeah, any of those things that you get the whole way up to it and just be like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like that guy I was talking to in the front row of Lavery's. And I was like, the American guy from Austin. And I was like, have you seen anything? He's like, the causeway. And then I was like, did you just walk up to it and be like, mad?
Yeah.
It's the same as this tree. It's the same as the picture.
What's your window of appreciation for like landmarks, monuments, views?
What do you mean?
How long do you have to look at it before you go,
Oh.
right, we do something else now? Or?
This place shuts at 5, this restaurant.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you'll get
Eiffel Tower in Paris.
couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Did you look at it and go, there it is?
Yeah, aye.
Yeah.
City type stuff.
Yeah.
Couldn't give a fuck.
What does
Really.
it? What does it
It's-
get you?
It's more of an all round vibe.
Yes.
Do you know, like there's parts of New York when we were over where you're like, God, this is hectic, or other bits where you're like, oh, this is very just sort of commercial or industrial, and then other bits you're like, oh, okay, fuck it. You know, like if I was a millionaire and had an apartment in Soho, oh, I'll be all over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But any other parts of Manhattan or whatever, I'd be like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
You know. But city things, not so much, like monuments and even art. You know what I mean? Especially if you've seen the art before, and you go look at it, and you're just like,
Pro tip though, because a friend of a friend was over. She had a gallery on. We went to the gallery. Now, I've never been to an art gallery in my life. You know, would struggle to find the appreciation.
Yes.
We get down there. It feels very least cool person there by at least 2 universes.
You?
Right? Oh, easy. Go down there. Everyone's wearing like ironic t-shirts, a lot of wee banger tattoos hanging about, cool glasses, jam jar glasses, frizzy hairs, lesbians.
Yeah.
And then just walking about, and I found out that there was a free bar at the back, like an open bar. And I literally had to be like, you're not serious.
yeah,
You're not serious. And what did they have? Stella. And I was like, I love art. Art is class. I went down, grabbed a Stella, you know, had a bit of a chat with the girl that was dishing out the Stella, whatever. And I was just kind of saying, you know, I don't really know anything about art. And she goes, oh, well, sure, at least we have these on deck, you know, come up whenever you want. And I was like, I will. Went, looked at one painting, chugged the Stella, and went back, got another, looked at the painting, chugged the Stella, pished.
Stella's still cool over there. You see,
Yeah.
this imported European beer.
It's mad how it's marketed. It's marketed as like a sort of like, you know, bougie kind of like, oh, you're drinking a Stella.
Tennis beer.
And then I'm telling people over there that we call it the wife beater back home.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? They can't comprehend it.
Yeah, bait the wife.
Yeah.
It has to. Was it a green bottle with the label on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be. So
That's the classy way to do it, or they give you the little wine goblet, you know, and you pour it in there. You can't be in there with the big foot long white can they give
Well, so
you.
that was the thing of the pandemic that stopped the house drinking for me. I drank the pack of fat white cans.
Yeah.
I fell in the bath.
Fat white cans. I'm a big fan across the board.
Yeah.
Pretty much any sort of fat white cans you've got.
That's an art gallery you can appreciate.
A what?
An art gallery you can appreciate.
Just fat white cans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just fat white cans.
yeah, it's weird. I do appreciate, like, you know, more like old art. You know, you go in somewhere and they've got like sculptures and stuff, and you're like, fuck me, boys, how do you get that out of one lump?
I tell you what, some money in the art.
Yeah.
Man, because this girl, right, you know, she was telling me about how she got into it and all this here, and like went to school for it, and then sort of just started making her own stuff, and now this was like a gallery, and it's like, you know, big wigs coming in, taking a look at the art,
yeah.
you know, And then she told me, like a week later, what she got for one of her pins. And I was like, that is absolutely mad. Crazy coin.
What are we talking?
30k. 30 racks.
That's fuck all for a pin.
But she's like my age. She's like up and coming.
That'd be like some rich guy buying it as a slight investment. Like, we bought an 30k one of hers just in case it pops. In case it starts popping.
30 racks. Couldn't believe it.
For a painting?
For a painting.
Of what?
It was like, like abstract, like,
Little doodlies? Little squiggly doodles?
I tell you what, 30k squiggles. I'm going to get on myself. It's mad.
30k giggles? That's what you're just
But it's just fascinating to me, like going into someone's world that I know nothing about and seeing the ins and outs of it. You know, any sort of creative field, it does fascinate me. Because this is this whole girl's life, and I'm just like kind of giving, like asking her so many questions about it, and like, how often do you do these things? How often do you spend painting?
It's such a made up game, like, isn't it really? And Virgil Abloh, he literally was like, he said that before, like, I take this fucking smashed up candle, throw it in the street, it's garbage, and then I put it in a white gallery and it's art.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, you've just kicked the chair out from the whole industry there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pile of shit. Put them rubber bollocks.
In a white background.
Sure, people do it all the time, all the Banksy types. They just, what sort of statement does that make about America and the youth culture? You're vaping your bollock. What's that saying? That's cis?
Yeah.
That's illegal.
What?
The vape.
Oh! Police!
I'm not telling you where I got either.
Hey! Don't lob the bollocks across the room.
I don't know if they are banned now.
Yeah.
But sure, I could have a wee one second,
Yeah.
Not stop me.
Yeah. You got that illegal stash.
I do think though the ban date would be a nice time to stop, but sure, it's already gone and past.
Well, that's the thing. People are going to be learning as we go along that they're banned.
Yeah.
People will be like, I didn't know. I don't know.
I'd say there's a couple of boys fairly stockpiling that day before. I'd say every vape shop in this country got absolutely rinsed.
I was in the back offices of Lavery's one day. One of the staff members, won't mention their name, but there was a big box upon box upon box of Lost Marys, and I was like, and he was literally like, "These are mine. These aren't. We're not selling these."
Oh, wait, a few of those. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Now the problem is though, what way is that man going to react when he puffs the last puff of the last Mary? Will it be time to quit, or is it like
no? But you can get other vapes, can't you?
Disposables, no more.
Yeah, but get a fucking one that's not disposable.
Oh, you can get the nub or something like that. That's still fair trade. But the casual vape is just buy the disposables, or maybe like a certain flavour disposable that you can't get in liquid.
That would do my head in.
You
got to make do with some other shit.
That's them fucked then. It's like going in for the Nordics and there's no spearmint, and you're like, all right, I guess I'll take the one that tastes like boxers.
Have you no spearmints?
No, ran out.
Once again, it's another one of them things that I've started doing, and people are just like, "Mom, what are you doing? What are you using them ones for?"
Yeah.
You fruit, usually different ones.
Guy's got no gums.
Can I not have anything? We posted a photo the other week, and the fucking... Remember I said there needs to be a name for this? What did I call it? Detail trolling. Where people think they're being funny. You post a photo you used to, and people are like, they didn't go like, oh, look at the shape of Arnold. It's all wee things. It's wee things in the photo. Is he drinking an elderflower Red Bull? What the fuck's it gotta go?
Bloody bastard.
Gotta do with you.
Yeah. Take the piss out of your protein bar too.
Oh,
That's what you did.
Who the fuck's eating Fulfill bars? You're just like, what have you've nothing left to fucking go after.
Yeah.
Other than small details in the background.
Yeah.
Put up a photo of fucking Eddie or Maury or something. People are like, lad, what are you doing with that cooker? You like just, you know what I mean? Just shit in the background. You're like, no, who gives a fuck about any of
What do
this?
you call my wife?
Nah, she got no.
What are you doing with that cooker?
You know what I mean? You can't do anything with these.
Actually, however you get your serotonin, work away. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you are enjoying it and you think to yourself, I would love to hear heaps more of this, well, I've got an offer for you. Patreon.com/the Bomb Squad Pod. We do 2 Ask Me Anything at Alls where we'll be answering your questions. There's a lovely community of people on there. We've got inside jokes, people are making friends. It's great. Then we've also got the Bog Squad with Colin and Mark McCartney, and the New York Tips where I'll be having an American comedian on once a month. Chat to them. I hope you enjoy it. You should be welcome over there. Get involved.
Bloody bastard!
Nice, changed my life there before this podcast started, chatting about the wonders of ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
I just put in a couple of prompts there now, and I was like, "Oh my god, this thing's actually sorted my life out." It's basically 20 seconds.
What did you put in?
Like a writing routine for a stand-up comedian, and it was very detailed. Broke it into nice wee half-hour chunks. So you're not focused on the same task for too long.
Yeah.
You know, if I actually implemented that in my life, oh Jesus.
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Over
Croke
here.
Park.
Croke Park.
2 years.
Hello, Croke Park. Park. Imagine doing Croke Park as a comedian.
God, it'd be
Oh
awful.
man, what a fucking letdown.
The Garth Brooks slot?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, the yearly planner like Metallica, 2 nights, Ed Sheeran, Coldplay,
McCann.
Aaron McCann, 1 hour, does 1 hour of material, then fucks off.
Just do a Kevin Hart and bring 7 lads off mid open. Just to use up the time. Make sure that popcorn's being sold.
Yeah, you just run the clock. Anyone got any questions? No.
But yeah, ChatGPT. Hey, it's useful, who'd have thought?
So fucking millennial guys. You
Yeah.
know? The one that I saw, which I was telling you about, was someone just asking it for current discount codes for stuff. I know you can Google that and shit, but like, it'll bring you ones that actually work.
Yeah.
Look out, big companies.
Yeah.
Big corp. I'll be coming after you.
Oh, that'd be me flat out now, ChatGPT. You've unlocked the monster now?
Oh yeah.
Does this girl like me?
You probably could fucking upload your combo with her.
ChatGPT, read these texts. Is she trying to or nah? No, she's not.
Please do that.
Hi, Aaron. Based on the fact that she privately messaged you offering you intercourse, I would say yes. And seeing that there's been 70 of them a day for about 2 years, your quid's in. But if I know you at all, Aaron, you will be pushing them aside to get the one Rubik's Cube of a woman. Unsolvable and impractical for everybody.
You do love a quest, Aaron.
You do have a wee project.
You love a quest.
God forbid it will be easy.
That'd be so funny. Would be like just chatting to ChatGPT about like, yeah, if a girl liked you or something, sending day by day messages, asking for first date suggestions.
Take a photo of your dick, send it in and be like, is this normal?
ChatGPT, on a scale of 1 to 10, could you please rate my route?
What about you drawing a picture of your dick?
Oh, the other day in Lavery's? Yeah, fucking.
You draw a picture of his dick and be like, does everyone's dick not look like that? Everyone in the room was like that, and you just shut the book and went, oh, I may go to the doctor.
Yeah, I drew a lighthouse basically. But then I was chatting to a friend. I'll not say the name, and he's like, "Oh, that's what mine was like." And then I had to go. I had to go to the doctor.
Trans? Had to go what?
Big foreskins, essentially, is what it is. He said his was too tight, and he had to go to the doctors about it.
All right.
Yeah, apparently a common enough problem. 50% of people.
Too tight or too
Check
big?
with ChatGPT. Too tight.
Aye. Get it off.
Well, I got the toenail off, and sure haven't. I've been floating across life ever since. So.
And then you can, put it online and be like, toe or dick.
Yeah.
and like a wee question box on Instagram stories.
Yeah. Well, it is standard in America. That's what they're into.
Get the warhead out for the lads.
Oh God.
I always think just, it's one of the things where like the next 2 weeks it would be just hell.
Oh my God. Well, he was telling me, I don't even know if I can say this because this would make people sick.
So, well, here we are.
It was like a battle engine thing they had to do. And he was telling me the other day that it was time for the bandage to come off. And they just had to take it off.
Yeah.
Like in a circular motion.
Yeah.
And he was like, every single rotation, just deaf.
Oh, God. did he not steep it in a wee sort of warm water for a second, loosen it up a bit?
Apparently, I don't know what he did.
Just fucking.
He just told me about the removal process. No, you see, if you did that, you'd have to go to the room. You'd have to go to the dark room for about 2 hours.
Oh, fuck. And then, you know, the sensitivity of the bulb end.
I can't even think.
You know, it's like when they let a cow out into the field in spring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. You know.
Well, it'd be pretty cool to, you know, take advantage of, and you just have essentially a new dick.
Yeah.
You know, like West Coast Customs.
Yeah.
Take the hell thing of the car, and you're like, holy shit. Never seen this before.
We put some speed stripes up the side of this bitch.
But yeah, but it could be a thing in the future, like, but I'm not gonna look about it. Like,
Not gonna look up about it. No.
no.
I wonder what a private circumcision costs you in America. You know, you have to pay for it.
Thousands?
Will I Google it?
Yeah, Google price of private circumcision in US dollars.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT it. I don't have it. I've got it on my phone. You did.
ChatGPT. Oh. ChatGPT is gonna be like, this guy took a big hard left here from a right routine to private circumcision.
Yeah.
How much does
once that circumcision heals, no riding.
how much does a private circumcision? Jesus, have that one in the spelling bee. Cost in America. Thinking.
I'm thinking.
The cost of a private adult circumcision in the United States varies widely, typically ranging from $1,600 to $6,000, depending on factors such as location, facility type, anesthesia used, and insurance coverage.
Anastasia?
Yeah.
I'm out of cocks.
Oh, God. Rip my pain. Take me out this misery.
My location, you're like, it's my cock. It's on my, it's on my penis.
Well, here's a low-end breakdown.
Low end? You would have a low end.
Clinics like Gentle Procedures in Texas actually offer procedures starting at $1,600. We book a large trip to Texas and get me cut. Mid-range, around about 3,800, and then the high end, yeah, that's about anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000.
Mid-range is a good way to describe your pacing.
They offer payment plans too, so you can clear to the foreskin. Into the accountants. Well, I actually had to have the foreskin removed for the sake of material, which does relate to the job.
Yeah, sure, my dick can be on stage every night. Can't leave in the green room. Can I? I'm 40 minutes on.
Clearing the fucking foreskin surgery.
You go to Bonnaroo? Nah, man, I have a third of our fucking foreskin to pay for it. They don't even let you keep it.
It's probably one of those things though where, you know, like while you're in there, they probably are like, well, while you're here and we are operating on the penis, you know, we offer a couple of other things too if you fancy that. You know?
Well, like,
I don't know, like something to the bag or something
Scrub
like that.
talks.
While we're in, you know, might as well get the full MOT, you know?
no, I don't think so. I think they'd be breaking it down. They'd be itemizing that bill.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what about the bollocks? And if you're like, that's a different meeting.
Yeah.
That's a different meeting altogether. That's not mid-range.
And honestly, between me and you, I wouldn't do nothing to it. You've the bollocks of an angel.
Honestly, this will be anonymous. While you're here, can we get a bit? Jane! Bring in the neck on. You know, I had photos taken of my teeth one day, always with a neck on.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of, like literally your phone's better. And they're like, oh. You're just in a medical textbook somewhere, just like, you know, textbook bag.
Yeah.
10 out of 10
Textbook
bag.
bag. It's a counting event.
Oh, God. I'm absolutely busting for a piss. We before the park. Fuck's sake. Here's another thing. Speaking of bags, you know, as the weeks have progressed here, I've been chipping my way through Sopranos.
Yes.
And we watch it on Now TV. And it's, by the way, Now TV, I'm paying you take the motherfucking ads off. Why the fuck? Like, what am I paying for if there's fucking an ad every
very cheeky.
10 seconds? And it's repetitive. You know, I feel like the way they insert ads into that, the way they do it to like podcasts that are 10 years old. You know, it's like you're watching one episode and you're like, yeah, Just Eat, I get it. I fucking get it. I get it with a Just Eat.
Well, their budget must be through the roof. They're everywhere.
Just Eat?
Everything I watch is a Just Eat ad in it.
And I'm watching it, I'm starving.
I'm just that.
You know, they're showing me all the fucking, you know.
I know they have fucking like Snoop Dogg in the
Yeah.
ads as well.
Yeah.
He'll do anything. He fucking hell.
He would do a cameo for this podcast.
He doesn't know the word no. I'll Snoop. Flat out in the AA too, so he is now. Anyway, sorry.
Is he?
Yeah, mad.
What was my point? Oh yeah, so the 2 ads they keep repeating every 3 minutes. One of them is like me and Maureen will watch an episode downstairs and then be like, "Shall we take this up to the bedroom?" And then we watch another episode on the computer, and she'd be like half asleep, and I'll have to fucking like mute it, turn the brightness down during the Just Eat ad. They're insane. But the current ones that we're watching, it's Just Eat and Lynx below the belt deodorant.
Like for your bag?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the ad is basically like this guy spraying it on his cock, and then he's like doing something high up, and this guy's like, you know, like, oh, it smells amazing. Or she's sitting in the cinema and the guy walks past and she like sniffs his ass because it smells so good. And you're like, what is happening here?
I don't want to speak on behalf of women, but I feel like you would take the raw bag over a Lynx.
But my point to Maureen was, I was like, as if the only purpose for Lynx Africa was not to just spray it on your cock anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Never done that once.
I know, but it's a very teenage, smelly wee bastard type of product.
Can you imagine, again, God forbid, if you're a woman and you meet a man and finally you get someone who like you build that emotional connection with and you think, oh my God, I've finally found my prince. You take him back and then pull down the cacks and you just get this boof of Africa coming at you.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And I said to Maureen as a joke, I was like, they should call that one Lynx India.
Come on now.
Come on,
Come on now.
But I was just like, what a weird product. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you got the normal Lynx. Who's gone up to the till with that? Lynx below the belt, and they'd be like, oh, there you go, beep. You smelly bag bastard.
There was funny as a song I heard the other day, and it came on the shuffle, Blessed by the Shuffle, and it was like it was an old like Chris Brown song, and it immediately brought me back to like the days where we used to go to house parties, or like, you know, all the boys would be at, you know, the house of the person that had the cool mother, where she was family drinking whatever pre-drinks. And man, does anyone use Dax anymore?
Well, not me.
And Dax and Wet Look Gel, that was like, you know, a staple of
Yeah.
any man's kit bag back in the day.
Blue Dax.
Blue Dax.
So greasy.
What was the difference between the blue and the red Dax?
Blue Dax was closer to like a sort of soft, clear Vaseline. And then the red Dax was essentially earwax. You know, very thick.
Yeah, I used
Murky.
to use, I don't know why, it was just always there in my life. I had the Garnier Fructus Wet Look Gel.
Yeah.
Used to go to the club soaking.
Yeah.
I don't know what the craze was about it back then.
And there's like teenagers walking by being like, why is my skin so bad?
Yeah.
And you're like, you've put fucking basically motor oil in your hair.
Yeah.
Before you went out.
Yeah.
Smelled good though. I like the smell of it.
It did smell good. It did smell good. Go out to the club, listen to The Wanted, you know.
I think back when I had a bit of a spiky do going on,
Yes.
maybe like a faux hawk,
Yeah.
I was putting red Dax in it, and I would just be churning through bed pillows,
Yeah.
fucking them up on a daily
Oh, the
basis.
grease of them.
Oh, it's
Yeah, wow.
disgusting. You couldn't, like, you know, your hair was like, you know, like a duck that got caught in an oil slick.
Yeah.
You'd have to, like, you putting fucking fairy liquid in it.
But now I don't know what to put in my hair. You know, I've just sort of seen other fellas using things and been like, what's that?
Yeah.
And the most recent one is, shout out to Mark Carmichael in London. I saw him using like powder,
Yeah.
styling powder.
Yeah.
And now I'm at my limit with it. I put it on the day, too much powder.
Yeah.
And now the thing's like a fucking brick.
The powder makes a brick.
Oh my, feel that?
Oh, it's not a brick.
It's like a scarecrow.
If I had to describe it, I would say crunchy.
I don't like that.
Now, your hair was lovely a minute ago and you fucked it up there. You
Sorry.
need to do something. He looks good. Nice bit of a windswept look.
Yeah.
Like Mickey when we seen him in the shop today.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
I was actually surprised. Now.
I was making a coffee, and yeah, he was coming back the other way. We were heading up, and he just walked past. I was making a coffee, and he just walked up and went, "Gay." And I was like, Mike, if I didn't know that was you, I'd have fucking drop kicked you 2 feet. Same time. But he looked like he had his head out the window.
Yeah,
He was very windswept.
blow dried.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what. Mickey Bartlett wouldn't thank you for a well-made rap. the guy's like fetish is what's the most ragged past its sell-by date rap that I can get from a shop.
Yeah,
Do you see what he bought today?
yeah, the cling film taker.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, there's a Subway, there's a deli, there's many other options in here, and he's in there like he's an addict, being like, no, it's got to be soggy, it's got to be old, it's got to be toilet roll wrapped around take-out, please. And he goes, this is my favorite wee rap spot. And I'm like, no, really? The guy's fucking...
Men love raps.
They do.
Men love raps. My nephew strung out in raps at the minute.
I love
Can't
a,
get enough.
I love a rap, but I mean, I would preferably like it made today.
Yeah.
You know?
Short in uni, every day at the foreman. Just ham and cheese and a wrap. Nothing else.
Ham and cheese.
That was it.
That's a sad rap.
Ham and cheese and a wrap.
That's a sad
Taco Bell do an item, right? And I used to think, who is eating this? And then I was gigging with this comedian, Nick Vegas, and he loves it. And Taco Bell do this thing, it's on their dollar menu. And even paying $1 for it feels like a piss take. Yeah. But it's called like a cheesy flat or something like that. It's literally, it's the saddest thing you'll ever see. It's literally a tortilla folded in two and then just there wee like nacho cheese in it, you know? And that's it.
Nacho, like the salt, the paint, the cheese paint?
A combination of that paint and then just like wee strands of mozzarella.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
It's in the middle, like a wee quesadilla, like they fold it over?
Yeah. But it's like literally 10 seconds. The foreman would do the same thing. And I never look at food and think I could make that myself, but I can make that myself.
Yeah. Listen, man, people are struggling. Sometimes you need a $1 fucking cheese fold over.
But you could buy a bag of wraps and a packet of cheese. And there you go. Cheese rollovers for life.
What if it was just a wee bit, you know, like we used to get car nuggets, you would get them on the side?
Oh, yeah. A complimentary dish.
Yeah, maybe you're getting your fucking, what do they call them? Toast Crunch Wraps or whatever the fuck they're called?
Crunch Wrap Supremes.
Crunch Wrap Supremes. And you go like, I'll get a wee something for the cure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it could be.
I was saying the other day to someone about how Taco Bell went down the drain and it doesn't taste the same anymore. And then I said, capitalism, fuck Taco Bell. And they said, man, see if you put that on a t-shirt, it would sell thousands in this country.
Another $1 billion idea that we've just thrown out into the public.
Capitalism, fuck the bell.
Yeah. Now that sounds to me like a psyop. we were talking about ChatGPT before, and we were trying to make it work and everything. And then we're talking about psyops, and then, you know, because especially me, you know, aging millennial, I was like, what's a psyop? You know? Tons and tons of sometimes absurd psyops. Yeah, did it give me a meaning of psyops there? Used informally online.
Mm-hmm.
Used informally online, especially in conspiracy or meme culture, to describe something people believe is fake or staged to manipulate public opinion.
Okay.
Like Taco Bell. Who knows what that means? They're bringing the quality of that down. What are they trying to do to you? Are they trying to fuel a race war? Who knows? This whole trend feels like a psyop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning someone thinks it's not organic, but a part of a hidden agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're saying there's too much crunch in the crunch wrap.
Too much lettuce?
Yeah.
Not enough miscellaneous meat.
Do you want me to give you some examples that ChatGPT has offered up?
Of psyops, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm learning. It's a learning curve for me. The rise of NPCs.
Okay.
Which stands for what?
Non-playable character.
Yes. People joke that the idea of NPCs, non-playable character, is a psyop to divide people, encouraging one group to view others as robotic or brainwashed. The psyop theory, dehumanizing others so real conversation dies and we all just live in a room thinking with our mind and it gets typed out. People are happy enough to work from home and not have to rely on anything, and you just get paid by the state and live there and you're fully under control.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely the wrong button.
I thought psyop was more like, you know, products that they're manipulating people into buying, which I just thought was general marketing.
Well, in the case that Niall was talking about, he was talking about products.
Yeah.
What did you mention? The Stanley Cup. You know. I mean, I don't know what the fucking psyop behind that would. You know, like, what was the argument? Do people actually like them or need them, or what?
Yeah. Like, why did they get so massive?
Exactly.
But you could say that about anything.
I think it can come down to just like if there's a picture of someone really famous that has one, every will have one.
But that's everything.
Or do you think Stanley overproduced by like billions one year and we're like, oh shit, how do we get rid of these?
Possibly.
Get this cup to a Kardashian.
Possibly.
I tell you when it went fucked for me, when people started to have like all the accessories on the Stanley.
Yeah.
You know, so you get like a little cover that held like your AirPods and your phone and all this other shit and a lip gloss all on the cup. Like it was like a handbag you could drink out of.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's beyond crazy.
Yeah, that's mad.
Put the dog on it, dog lead.
So it was like Pokemon cards to say up. Stuff like that.
I don't know. These are sort of slightly tongue-in-cheek comical versions of it.
Yeah.
The birds aren't real movement.
What's that now?
Satirical conspiracy theory claiming birds are government drones.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, that's crackhead up.
Yes. That's cute.
And then the PSYOP meta level. Some claim even the satire itself is a PSYOP to make real surveillance concerns look ridiculous. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you're going, oh my God, there's a government drone watching me. It's just a bird. And then over here, real cameras.
Yes.
They're watching you, watching the birds go.
Yes. Get the crowd to think one way whilst you're really puppeteering the strings in the background. Yes.
Kanye might be a PSYOP.
Well, again, I think that cup has had a very tumultuous
and
and troubled life.
Or, maybe a PSYOP, you could argue like he's trying to, be like the forefront of anti-Semitism.
Watch yourself? Yeah.
Sorry. Redacted. The forefront of like anti-Semitism.
Yes.
And you'd be like, there's a lot of anti-Semitism at the minute. Meanwhile, Israel doing whatever they want.
Yes.
Cut that out. Stan culture. Some folks think extreme celebrity worship is a psyop to distract people from real world issues. Well, fuck me, of course.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah. If you're arguing about Beyonce's dress, you're not questioning the government power. There we go.
Damn.
You know?
Yeah.
Man. Full circle.
ChatGPT took you for a ring around the rosy there.
That's twice today I've been out grappled.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically.
While you're sitting here talking about Beyonce releasing a country album, the real pedophiles are at wreckage. Laughing at you.
The real pedophiles? Not the part
That's my mom's new favorite TLC show. Now, would I watch that? Absolutely. The real pedophiles
of LA. Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah, a Selling Sunset vibe show and the pedophiles would be 10 out of 10 TV.
Yeah, like they've got an office.
Yeah.
And they'll just walk in and fucking
Welcome to Nonce headquarters. Nonce HQ. Tough limited company to start up.
It is.
Tough business.
You're going to have to come up with a different name. I'm afraid.
What about No Nonsense? Spitballing here, spitballing.
Non-score. What do we say? I don't know. Fuck it up. The red pill, blue pill meme.
Yes.
Taken from The Matrix, this became a massive cultural metaphor, often used in political or gender discourse.
Uh-huh.
The PSYOP theory being, some say both red pilled and blue pilled ideologies are PSYOPs designed to trap you in a false binary.
Yes.
Again, I think the core of the PSYOP is just like keep the public busy while we crack on in the background here.
Well, American politics in general is a great example of a psyop, because American politics at the minute with the whole Democrat v Republican thing, it's like football teams. So it's like once you align with one side, it doesn't matter how shite the next candidate is, you've already self-identified with that group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could never be, if someone on the other side makes a good point, you go, well, he is right about that.
Yeah.
No,
you can't do that.
You can't ever do that.
Because you've already emotionally attached your political identity with who you are as a person.
Yeah, because, it's like the Joe Rogan thing. Why can't you be like a Republican without everyone going like, no, he's a racist. He says the N-word all the time.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, bro, just,
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind a few things a certain way, there we go. Woke capitalism. Mm-hmm. How many have we got here? It gives me 7. Woke capitalism, big corporations embracing progressive social causes in advertising.
Well, yeah,
you see that all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of a given as well.
Critics think it's way too a way to pacify activism by making people feel like change is happening without touching real power structures.
Yes.
That's so true.
It's like when Burger King changed their logo to a rainbow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the whole, you know, the body positivity thing. You know, like fucking that ad I was talking about with the fucking bollock spray. Every fucking fat wobbly mess running down the beach. Not one of them looks like someone who should be in their pants.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the thing about marketing now is people think that it's so obvious that they never fall for it, but real marketing is so subtle that you don't even notice yourself falling for it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I mean, what works on me is I'll be like, this guy's cool. That's a cool hat. I'll have that hat.
Yeah. Believe it or not, billboards still work. That's why the money's being pumped into them.
Yeah, that's why we've pumped all of our profits into 5 around Belfast and some of the worst locations going. And the most you can hope for is, who fucks that?
Yeah.
But then the seed is planted.
The seed's planted.
They got it.
We're in there along with Coca-Cola.
Who fucks that there? No. Who fucks that down Thursday?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Double whammy. Got them in one go.
Take a Coke and listen to the podcast.
Yeah. I might take Coke and listen to the podcast. The clown world meme, I'm not familiar with this now, symbolizes the idea that society is absurd or broken, often used with Pepe the Frog in a clown wig. Some argue that the meme itself may discourage hope or resistance by convincing people it's all a joke.
Yes.
I don't get that one. What does that mean?
I've seen the Pepe the Frog thing, but like,
And this one's weird. Okay, number 7. This is the last one it's offered up. The men don't wash their legs discourse. Bizarre internet argument that went viral about whether men wash their legs in the shower. Psyop theory. Joking. Just a distraction up. Why is this even a debate?
Yeah. it's a distraction thing. It's just funny to think that everything is just a distraction.
It is funny to think.
While you are arguing about whether you wash your legs or not, the pedophiles are running rampant.
Yeah. I wonder do like the presidents do that and be like, listen, we gotta go to Yemen tomorrow with a lot of nukes. So if they could be arguing whether this dress is fucking purple or white, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's white.
Yeah. We're getting a bit of heat in the war here. Show a couple of images of Michelle Obama across her legs weird to see if she has a cock or not.
Hitting a fucking wedding in some dump.
And a skillet. But no,
we do it all here.
But let's get into the distraction topic. Okay. Do you wash your legs? No.
Not unless they're dirty.
No.
No.
Like I was funny. Oh my god, my friend group were so distracted.
My legs don't smell like shit.
We were talking about that exact topic.
You dirty leg bastard.
The other day, where she was like, "But boys don't wash their legs," and I was like, "No." And it was a perfect, discourse, perfect round table. It was 3 men, 3 women, and we were chatting about our shower routines and the difference in genders when it comes to showering. And I was like, "See, to be honest, I'll take a stand here, lads. I know you are sitting back here waiting to see which opinions you want to take. I'll give mine first. Pits, tits, bag, ass.
Yeah.
All get foam burst.
See you later.
The rest, stray water.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a stray water shower.
Yeah.
My back hasn't been properly cleaned in years.
That's the other argument. By the way, the bombings that are going on in the background while me and you're distracted by legs.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But fucking yeah, people focus in on the legs. I'm not washing the center of my back or the sides of my torso.
Crazy.
Or any of that shit.
Crazy.
I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Waste of foam.
I'm soaking and covered in bubbles. What do you tell? What are you saying? I'm clean.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty clean guy, I think.
And more psyop too, they say that you shouldn't shampoo your hair every single day. Apparently that's bad for it. But I do. So.
Do you have 2 different products, like shampoo and the...
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Wow.
Foam burst. See, in America I don't do this because I don't know what the brands are. That's one of the worst parts about moving away to a different continent is being like, what is the US equivalent of foam burst?
Yeah.
And being unable to find it, and then being like, well, I guess I'll just not share.
Yeah.
They have a thing called the Irish Spring.
Racist.
Which is like a, it's like a fucking minty.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I bought it one day because I was like, this is cute.
Yeah.
I'll buy this.
Smells like butter.
Put it in the bin.
So you were in my house one day, and you had a shower, and then we had a bit of breakfast or something, and then I went into the toilet to piss or something before we left, and I was like, "Man, this smells lovely in here." I was like, "Did you bring your own stuff?" And you were like, "Nah, I just grabbed." So you're like, "I'll use about 3 of them."
Yeah.
The more you'd left there, and I would never have touched the pink one. I didn't know if it was conditioner, shampoo, what the fuck it was. Never looked at it. Turns out it's just body wash. And then I used it the other day. I was like, man, this is fucking... You know when you're like, I could just squeeze that in my mouth. It smells that good.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? That's really tasty. I mean, it smells nice. And Maureen was like, oh yeah, it's like £35.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, no wonder. It smells way better than the fucking, you know...
Sorry about that, Warren. I'll send you an invoice.
the Home Bargains fucking, you know, car shampoo I've been using.
Well, I'm glad that my actions helped to break you free of the shackles of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, but you owe me £17.
Wouldn't touch it because it was pink.
I'm a bald man. I'll wash myself with fucking hand soap. I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay, it's hard to beat coming out smelling like a pick and mix, like, you know.
But it's like pick and mix, and then there's a hint of manliness to it.
Yes.
It was fucking nice. Man.
Yes.
I've been using it flat out.
100%.
She's like, it's quite hard to get and all now. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh god, you're making it worse.
We're having fucking limited edition showers around here.
I'm gonna text Warren 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm so sorry.
What's your Monzo? Get your PayPal there. I'm fucking dying of guilt.
You'll have to wait though until a couple of months because I have to clear this ball bag surgery.
The clown of this shower. I've washed since.
There is something better than washing yourself though at a female's house. I've done it a couple of times even this year, you know. Like even one time I was at boxing and then we had to go to a thing and I just said to Dina, I was like, I don't know if this is weird or not, but do you mind if I just shower yours? And she's like, that's totally fine. They went in, just 20 bottles.
Yeah.
On the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, just lifting them up and all, like I'm at like a fucking wine tasting. Like, oh, what's this? You know? Yeah. Nice. But then the way they market to men is like, men don't want to buy multiple products for the one kind of daily admin procedure.
Yeah.
So they will just have the 5-in-1 big fuck off bottle, black.
Hair, body, bag, bicycle.
I've found my version of foam burst out in the States. I found it last month. It's called Old Spice.
Foamy?
Because not as much foam as it like, but you know,
said Old Spice.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Like it was a new, like it's not the oldest men's.
I've never seen it here or used
Old
it here.
Spice?
Never used it. I've seen the ads. They make very funny ads, but I've never used the product.
Old Spice might have been the OG scent for men.
But the swagger edition, black and gold.
And it's foamy?
It's not as foamy as I'd like it to be, but it'll do.
Okay.
But then you see ones get like very particular shampoos and conditioners, you know, and they are like the £35 a bottle things, you know, where you're like, oh, I don't even want to use this because it seems too...
I mean, there was a period of time when Maureen would have been, she had some card for like, is it Sally's or something? You know, it's like a fucking, you know, like a wholesaler for...
Saloon specialists.
Yeah, for like beauty people. And you know, you get in the shower and you're like, why is there fucking like 3-litre tubs of Tresemme in here?
Yes.
You know, and you're like, I'm like booting them about the bottom of the shower. I was like, how do you even get it out?
Yeah.
Get it up under your arm, like
3 litres of Tresemme.
Fucking hell, just booting these kegs around in the shower. It's fucking ludicrous. Anyway,
that'd be a thing men would buy. Another £1 million idea. Just a keg of shampoo. Do you imagine you had a keg of Dove just sitting there right a rock anytime? Fucking
you need a foam burst that looks like a fire extinguisher. Like a big one.
That's one of my favourite parts about getting home. Mum just keeps the foam burst on deck. It's on tap in our house.
Bring me one. Have you loads of them?
Oh, every flavour you could think of. I'm using the marshmallow one at the minute.
In a wooden cabinet. Wow.
Swear to God. The marshmallow one. It's absolutely glorious. Cock smells like a flump.
It's not my flump. Right, we gotta get out of here. I'm gonna piss my pants in. Once again, I need to drain the flump before I get out of here. We'll go on the Patreon here, for fuck's sake. Go on to patreon.com/the Bomb Squad Pod and get 1 billion fucking episodes, you know. Ask me anything at all. the New York tapes and the monthly bog squad with McCartney. Get on over there.
You couldn't beat it.
My flump's full of pish. Cheers, guys.
Have a great week.
See you next week.